Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to High Speed Drone Cambodia. He was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus was his shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a review of a neat new airplane. This is the Eachine Mini Cessna. What is the Mini Cessna? Well, it's a 4-channel beginners learn to fly airplane. It's actually nicely done version of the Cessna from Eachine. Now, I suspect that this really is from Volantex, and the way I'm telling you that is this is the standard Volantex controller that we normally see with Volantex aircraft. And that's not bad. Volantex makes very, very good airplanes. Actually, I can't think of one I don't like again from Volantex. But let's talk about this one in particular. Again, it's a version of this Cessna, 550 millimeter wingspan, only 90 grams in weight. That's including the battery. So this does not require registration in most countries. It's composed of crash-resistant EPP foam through most of it. However, there is a lot of carbon fiber spars built into this thing, such as this, going to the wing, along the edges of the ailerons, and also on the tail section, the horizontal stabilizer and the elevators, but the rudder does not have any built in. But it's in the horizontal plane of the aircraft. Those things have reinforcement of carbon. That's pretty cool in itself there. But additional things about it, as with most of the Volantex aircraft, this is 6-axis stabilized. That can be turned off to do aerobatics in the air. But again, 6-axis stabilization means this has stabilization through 3 axes of gyros and 3 accelerometers. And what that does is that stabilizes the aircraft, prevents it from rolling over or pitching over. Automatically, if you get into trouble, if you're going to crash, just let go of the sticks, and this will automatically right itself and come to level flight. So that's what the stabilization system does with this aircraft. Now, it is powered by a single 1020 coreless motor here in the nose of the aircraft. Similar aircraft like this might have 3 little 720 motors operating in tandem. This one has a single coreless 1020 motor. Now, that being said, 1020 is a very strong motor, so it should be able to power this aircraft sufficiently. Additionally, its power source is provided by 3.7 volt, 380 milliampere hour LiPo batteries with white low C connectors. Very common batteries, but you can purchase this already with the batteries bundled, either 1, 2, single battery, 2, or 3 batteries if you wish. If you do want to fly with additional batteries, I recommend you getting them at the time of purchase. However, again, the batteries that come with this, these are rather generic batteries. You should have no problem finding additional spares if you don't want to buy them at the time of purchase, but I would recommend getting them then to save yourself the hassle. Other things about it, let's talk about its controller. The controller on this, again, is the Volantex standard controller. It has a switch on the top here for beginner mode. When the aircraft is, when the switch is toward you, you are in beginner mode, and that's with all axis stabilization on the aircraft. Again, you can't roll it over, you can't flip it over, but you can't do any stunts with it either. However, if you put it in the intermediate position, middle position, that turns off the angle restrictions for pitch, so that you can actually do loops with the aircraft. So that's neat. I like to do that when I fly this aircraft. Just put it in the middle position, or you can turn it off the stabilization entirely by pushing it all the way forward. Now, since this is a Cessna, there should be some inherent stability with this aircraft, so you could fly this conceivably as a beginner without the stabilization system. If you feel brave enough. Okay. Again, if you let go of the sticks, this should still right itself, although not as quickly as if you were in beginner mode. So if you do find yourself getting into trouble, just flip the switch back like that and go back to beginner mode, and the thing will quickly right itself in the air. Okay. Let's see, other things I wanted to mention about it. The protocol this uses is MT99 protocol. So in addition to flying this with the Volantex, I'm going to try to, if we got time, fly it with my T-Light. So my jumper T-Light transmitter. I like this particular model transmitter, so we'll see if we can fly it tomorrow when we take it out in the field with both of these transmitters. So let's go over what you get in the package. You get the instruction manual. It's rather brief, but it's pretty simple to put this together. The thing is, they say ready to fly. This is not ready to fly out of the box. You have to do some assembly, and the main assembly was that you have to attach the wing surface, you have to attach the tail surfaces, both the vertical stabilizer and the horizontal stabilizer. You have to also attach the wing, or the wheels. You have to attach these spars going up to the wing. And finally, the biggie, you have to attach the control lines to the pitch horns on the ailerons and also on the tail surfaces. And finally, before you even go flying, it's very important to check centering of those surfaces. Let's show you what I mean by that. Once you get it, get all these surfaces attached, turn on the aircraft, put it on a flat level surface, then turn on your transmitter, and then check first that your surfaces are working as they should, as you expect them to work. Let's say here, we're going to make a right bank, and we move the stick to the right. This aileron should come up to push this one down. This one should go down to lift this one up. So we can do a right bank. Let's check the other way. Left bank works out fine. Also check your tail surfaces, your pitch down, pitch up, making sure it's working as expected with the stick. And also check your rudder. When I assembled this, the rudder was like that. And if any of these surfaces are not centered when they should be centered, you should disconnect that pitch horn and either screw the attachment clockwise or counterclockwise or if you turn it clockwise, that shortens the attachment. Counterclockwise extends the attachment to adjust these surfaces so that they are centered. If you go out without checking your surfaces and find yourself out in the field with off-centered surfaces, do not go flying. If you're this is what happened with me again. If your rudder is off like that, you definitely will need to center those surfaces before going flying. So strongly recommend you do such. And I wanted to show also, here I turned that transmitter off. Let's turn this one on and see if we can get a bind on it. Okay, I had to go into bind and start the bind to get this, but now I got it working. The surfaces are working with the T-Light. I gotta be careful here. I don't want to fly off the pad here. But so we have, again, I just want to demonstrate. Again, I'm using MT99 protocol with the T-Light transmitter to get this to work with it. So, okay, so that is the Eachine Mini Cessna. Let's take this out in the field, folks, and see how it flies. Hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and welcome to the maiden flight of the Eachine Mini Cessna. Okay, to turn this on, I already have the battery plugged in, but there's an on-off switch on the belly, which is great. I love to have these on-off switches. I don't know why some don't and some do, but there we go. On-off switch is on, then you turn on the transmitter until you see a solid light and hear that beep, and we know we are bound. Now, before we fly, always check your surfaces. Left bank, right bank, up, down, left and right on the rudder. So we're good to go. Ready to fly. Okay, we're going to give it a little throttle and take to the air, hopefully. Okay, I'm flying rudder alone. Rudder only. Look at that thing going with rudder only. That's cool. Rudder only, folks. It's a nice little flyer. I'm trying the ailerons now. Ailerons and rudder. It turns on a dime. Let's go up a bit higher. We're going to go in intermediate mode. And now we should have, okay, intermediate mode. I was in expert mode, sorry. Intermediate mode now. turning it around because I want to try a loop. More throttle, more throttle. Oh, don't do loops. Okay, now I'm going to try a loop. There we go. Try another one. Nope. Back to beginner. Coming back down. Now this, for beginner flyers, I think would be pretty cool. Well, you can get into trouble there, so remember, let go of the sticks. Now, right now, I'm telling you, it's kind of slow in its roll recovery. Even with the, let me try to show that. Do some throttle. See? A little bit slow in roll recovery, even with the stabilization system. Let's try a right turn. But it's flying like a champ. Whoa! So yeah, beginners can get in trouble with this, so be careful, not too much stick movement. You give it too much stick movement and yeah, it can get into some extreme. But yeah, trying to climb. Let's see how high we get up there. Okay, reducing throttle now. Let's glide it a bit. Ooh, stalled out from there. Try it again. Throttle back on, coming in the other way. Okay, gliding, 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 gliding. A little more throttle. Okay, we got some wind now. It's going into the wind. Now this is not a fast flyer, but it's not a boring flyer either. Like I said, those ailerons there, they don't recover quickly, so be careful. Okay, going back to intermediate mode again. It's climbing, climbing. I don't know why it's climbing intermediate mode. Let's try a loop. Nope, going back to beginner. Ooh, this will stall. Let's take it up there again and show you that. Cutting throttle, then rudder. Oh, didn't do it that time. I had a tip stall up there. But beginners, yeah, could fly this. Just be careful with the controls. Don't overcorrect. And right now, I do have all of the control rods connected to the max deflection point on the pitch horns, which means very rapid movement like that. That's probably why I'm experiencing this type of, see how you can turn like that? Like I said, I got all the pitch horns set for max movement. So you could, what I'm saying is, if you set it to the farther out points on the pitch horns, and those are those connection points on the control surfaces, there'll be less aggressive turns like I'm showing here. I got it set too aggressive. Way too aggressive, actually. Let me show you that. Let me stop it for a second, what I'm talking about, folks. Let me demonstrate or illustrate. Okay. I don't know if you can see that or not, but see, I have it set all the way inboard, the connection point inboard, and that's going to give maximum deflection on the ailerons. If you set it outboard to these outboard points, that would slow down the amount of deflection, and it wouldn't be flying as aggressively as it is right now. So keep that in mind, folks. I got it really set to aggressive. Highly aggressive. Although I still can't get it to do a loop. Maybe I'll go with the expert mode. Let's get up higher to do that. Expert mode, there we go. I got it to loop that time. Try that again. Expert mode. Oh, it does it quite readily. So, but notice how I quickly got out of that expert mode to prevent a crash. Oh, it's flying nicely. I'm going to fly just with rudder alone now. No ailerons. Yeah, flying with just rudder alone, I would recommend for beginners. I don't know if you're seeing that, how I'm turning it.
but flying great. This is a nice flyer, this Cessna. Again, remember, maybe not set it up as aggressively as I had it set up. You know, that's how they had it shown in the user manual. Whoa, you see that one? I got out of that. Don't set it up as aggressive. Move the controls to the outer surfaces if you're a beginner. Nice flyer. I think you will get 15 minutes. We can get 15 minutes with this. Easily. I'm going to take it up higher now. Loops. Loops. Okay, I'm in expert mode right now. I'm seeing if it's going to self-level. It doesn't, apparently does not. Turn it back. Cutting throttle. Gliding, gliding through the sun. Where are you? There you are. Gliding. This is a nice plane. I don't want to crack this one up. Yeah, Volantex does it again. Or Eachine. Eachine Volantex. Look how that could turn with just the rudder. Well, a little bit of aileron too. Going back up higher. Yeah, that 1020 motor's a lot of power on it. A lot of power. Going up again. Climbing, climbing, climbing. Okay, there's our battery warning. And it loses power when you get the battery warning. Again, there's a telemetry warning, but it's kind of late. Kind of a late warning. I knew it was getting low, though, because I was giving it more and more throttle. So, that's the flight of the Eachine mini Cessna with the stock setup. Let's try it with the MT99X, or with the T-Light from Jumper, seeing how it flies with that. So hold on, folks. Okay, now let's try it with the Jumper T-Light. Turn on the aircraft, hit the on switch to on, double verifying that it is on, and then putting it on the ground, then turning on the Jumper. I like these Jumper transmitters. They work with everything. Okay, are we connected? No, not yet. I'm going to have to go into the menu. There we go. We should be connecting now. There we go. When you hear the beep, 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 it's connected. Checking the throttle. So we're good to go. So let's try it with a Jumper. I have all the switches set forward. I don't know if the switches are going to work with this or not, but I can tell you right now it is stabilized. So let's give it throttle. Flying with the Jumper. Showing you that I'm flying with the Jumper. Flies as before. Let's turn it around. Let's get a feel for it with the Jumper. Moving my hand down. Showing you one more time with the Jumper. Okay. Switch position change. Switch A, nothing. Switch. This switch, nothing. This switch, nothing. This switch, nothing. So none of the switches seem to change or turn off the stabilization mode. So with the Jumper right now, I'm only able to fly it in stabilized mode, which ain't bad. I'm sure people in RC groups there will figure a way to use these switches or set up these switches so it'll fly, so that you can turn in, you know, the intermediate and expert modes with the aircraft. But all in all, not a bad plan at all. Not a bad plan at all. Except there we go. Took it a little too extreme. I don't think I heard it. No, that's fine. Get back in the air again. See how easy it is to get back in the air? Beautiful day to fly here, by the way, folks. As you can hear the birds chirping. Beautiful blue sky. Going up high with the jumper. Cutting off throttle. Let's glide it from up there. Just using a rudder to turn so I don't get too much of an extreme turn. It's gliding nicely. Gliding real nicely, by the way. Gentle turn with the rudder. Giving a throttle. And coming back again. Gentle rudder turns. Yeah, for a beginner, I recommend you start with this with gentle rudder turns, and then as you progress, then you start to learn to use the ailerons. But yeah, this is suitable for beginners. Flying it with rudder only right now. And then we switch in the ailerons. Yeah, you can stall it. I'm trying to stall it, and yeah, you can. It's possible when you pull in throw in the ailerons. But working great with the jumper. Tried something there, it didn't work. Let's go up a bit higher. Let's see how hard of a turn I can make. Right there. And then it stalled. So yeah, again, as a beginner, you can get in trouble with the ailerons. But you're flying with a rudder, it's kind of hard. You know, just using the rudder to turn, it's kind of hard. But throw in the aileron, yeah. See? Let's show that again. Aileron, 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 or rudder, rudder, rudder. Let's go up higher. Rudder, rudder, and then aileron there. Careful. Okay, we're going to call it quits here. We know what the flight time is, but I just wanted to demonstrate that. Yes, you can fly this also with the T-Light. So that is the Eachine Mini Cessna. Nice plane. Nice little plane. I like it. So hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 101 signing out.
Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.